Hey everybody, welcome to this Pink Cloud. It is DJ Kelly Reverb. We are a show that is about multiple pathways to recovery, mental health, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe. We're streaming on all major platforms on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, you name it. Please follow, comment, and like, and all that good stuff. Anyway, excited to have Keith, I almost said Kevin, because I know brothers that are Keith and Kevin, but Keith Jenkins Jr, aka Junior. How are you today, man?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I am good. So, yeah, I guess it was a mutual friend that reached out to me and said that you would have a fascinating story, and I said, okay, sounds like it. Let's do it. So I appreciate you coming on, and I like your Tokyo, Japan shirt.
Yeah, just bought it. So
all right, okay. Yeah. I'm repping Texas. You know. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, why don't you tell the people a little bit of your backstory, and then I shall ask questions.
Yeah. So many different stories, but it all basically boils down to 7, 8 years old. I'm 6 or 7, but almost 8. My mom comes to me and tells me, "Hey, your great aunt Eva died," and just up to that point, I kind of didn't know what death was.
Sure.
What even is this? What are you talking about? I saw, movies had it implied for the kids, and
right.
But to know that it was real, like she wasn't here anymore, and we had to go bury her and all that. My brain did something, which I now know was just like a traumatic hit, but it started there. Then the very next year, my friend Mark, his little sister, who was my sister's age, her best friend, she passes. And then it's just year after year after year, and then it's darker and darker and darker inside of here. I found a way to cope through violent spurts, and to kind of supplement that, I also had friends that were like, "Hey man, we know you're not going to drink, you're not going to smoke, but like you could take these little pills and be fine.
Right.
Be in your system, out of your system. No one will know the difference.
You out.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be." And so I want to say it was 8th grade where I kind of took a couple things, but I didn't really keep going because I got afraid. I'm a little chicken when it comes to some stuff, because my mom's a nurse, now doctor, and I know that like people have some bad episodes with that.
Sure. Well, so like at what time period are we talking? Like what year? So
this would have been 2003.
Okay.
13, 14 years old.
I just always ask that because the whole fentanyl and that outbreak, and wondering if that was part of the equation as well.
Oh no. See, and that's the thing. Still being a chicken, there were some things I just wouldn't do. But it wasn't until I had the basketball accident, which changed my life forever. Okay. And so my sophomore year, I was at basketball practice, 6:30 in the morning, bright and shiny. And we were playing. We had just finished up practice. We had been up for an hour, and I went to go dunk. And when I dunked the ball, I let go, and my teammate was right under me, which made me bite and I bit 7 holes through my tongue, which it made it look like Swiss cheese. Yeah. And then all the nerves in this tooth all the way back died.
Oh, wow.
Not immediately, but over time. So I had all these holes, and then these nerves just started dying. I even still have one baby tooth.
Wow. Yeah. What?
So,
By the way, what high school was it? Was it a local high school here?
no, I went to a boarding school.
Oh, okay. Was it in Texas though?
It was in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
In Missouri. Yeah, I was at a boarding school in Missouri.
There we go.
And
What town in Missouri?
what town in Missouri? Oh, what is it?
I was just in Springfield. That's why I asked.
I don't remember what that little
You
town's
don't know the
called.
geography. It's all good. No, I just didn't know.
Yeah,
But okay,
so
regardless, so you have
regardless, I get injured. It's banquet time. I'm having a terrible time at banquet. My girlfriend at the time says, "Hey, you need to go to the doctor or go to dentist."
Mhm.
They show that all these nerves are dead, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to give you something for your pain." So, because my tongue was barely starting to heal at that point, but my teeth are all jacked up, and they gave me these. I want to say it was the OxyContin at first,
Okay.
and it was cool because my friends were like, "Hey, man, like in your system out. This is what we're telling you."
Yeah, right.
And I was like, "Dude,
Now the doctor's giving them to me, so then they're okay.
it's
Yeah.
okay." And they stopped working for real, and so I was given Vicodins. Is that what the thing's called? And that is the one that really just, I don't know what happened to me, but I like that one.
That was your jam.
It's like,
Right.
here we go.
Right.
And basketball, like take one and then go play a basketball game, or take two, go play basketball. And I just remember the way I was feeling was just like, I really can't explain the feeling, but it was just pure. Like I was out there doing my thing, and I just remember even my girlfriend being like, "Are you okay?
Right.
Like you're playing so weird."
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And they, being a sophomore, but being on the varsity team, like that's a huge accomplishment. But then I'm over here playing and just like this, my brain's not really doing what it's supposed to, and
It's
it
like
was.
you think you're doing something, but everybody else it looks weird, dude.
It's just like, what are you doing? And a big thing for me, I started losing sleep. I want to say closer to the end of that school year, anxiety, and then just pills and all the things just kind of mixed together. Plus, I was dealing with a lot of a lot of bullying, a lot of different things I was suffering from in my home life as well as at school, which is part of the reason why I got shipped off anyway.
Okay.
And yeah, it just became a pastime to, like, if I can't sleep, I got Benadryl. If I can't, and it's like taking two or three, that way you can just really sleep. But then you're waking up and you're kind of like this hungover mode. But then Xanax
Not
comes.
like natural sleep.
Yeah, like nothing natural, and I didn't really start getting natural sleep until like my late 20s. And even then barely, and what kind of went through high school and college, I stopped my senior year for the most part of anything.
Okay.
But then I had a tear. I had a, what do you call it, the inguinal hernia, and here we go again. It was like, hey, take these.
Was that another basketball accident or? Yeah. Okay.
And sure enough, it was right back to it. And that lasted me for the ending of my senior year semester. And I still had, it was so bad that I had pills built up in a backpack.
Yeah.
And when I came to college, I remember doing this thing where I was going to tell my mom and dad everything. I was like, hey guys, this one girl and this other situation.
Right. You got
And
clean. Right.
let me just tell you everything before I leave y'all's house. And then I brought up substances. And my dad, I remember he was kind of like, really? But no drinking, no smoking? I said, no, but I enjoy these things. And he's like, you still doing that? I said, no, I haven't. I haven't in a while since the accident. And when I came down to Texas, I got a phone call It said, Keith, I looked under your mattress and I found your backpack. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
I'm like, dude, there's like $1,000 worth of pills in that bag, man. What did you do with it? He's like, I flushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, no.
That was
Like,
just
we could have sold it.
bag, Dad.
It's like, what are you doing, man? You know how much ramen is down here? Like,
Right? Yeah, right.
no, but jokes aside, it was awesome. But then I got down here, and second semester I got dropped out of I got thrown for a backflip. I was in gymnastics, and I did a 1.5 to floor, and it expanded my ribs, and I popped something in my back. So the doctor's like, "Hey, are you hurting?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yes,
you know it.
you know I am."
Right.
And it's that same cycle, and it would be like that for the next.
And was it like oxys, or was it Vicodin, or what was like? I mean, would they prescribe you anything you wanted if you
No,
named it?
basically, man, I want to be really careful because me and this guy are friends now, or we
Just
we
don't
were
say
friends
it.
then, but
Yeah.
I remember he looked at me and he gave me this look like, you don't really need this. And I was just like, yes, I do. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I do. I'm hurting. He's like, no, man, I've seen you get. He's like, you're not that hurt.
Right.
I can't prescribe this. I said, come on, man.
Right.
And that's when my asking for it and then realizing that, like, I really want this stuff.
Yeah, it's more of a like need it than, or no, want it than actually need it.
Than needing it. Yep.
Gotcha.
And unfortunately, I did get that script.
Right.
And I started, instead of taking the 2, I was taking 4, and the 4 turned into 5. And this one night I took 6, and I was sitting in my dorm room. And at that time in 2009, you'll remember there's this movie called The Fourth Kind.
Okay.
It had just came out, as well as Paranormal Activity. I was sitting in my dorm room, and the commercial popped up, and it caused, because I was so astronomically high, plus that, it caused some form of fear like I've never had before. And
right. Like
I
a
just,
psychosis kind of thing. Yeah.
yes, I got stuck in this like extreme amount. Like, I thought my breath was stopping. I then couldn't feel my heart. Like, my brain was telling me crazy stuff. I ran downstairs to the dean, and I remember him telling the boys, assistant dean, like, yo, check him because something's wrong.
Yeah.
And he said my pupils.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what was going on, but I just kind of remember that time as just a very bad time.
Well, and that's one of, like, a lot of people, get that kind of psychosis, or like with like crystal meth or something like that, where they're up for days and they get no sleep and stuff like that. But I'm sure you can just take anything, and once you take enough of it, you're gonna go to some strange places.
Yes, and see, that's the thing, though. No one tells you that. Everybody says, like, it's in your system, it's out real quick.
Yeah, you're good. Right.
You're good. You're going to be fine.
You might go crazy in the meantime, but
yeah, you might, and
you might lose your mind, but other than that,
yeah, no, it's just it's. I've done it many times, bro. Look at me.
Yeah,
and hearing that I've done it many times. Look at me. Well, they're not so bad, or they have a girlfriend, or they have 8 girlfriends, or
yeah.
The brain just doing all the things.
They look like they got their shit together, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. He knows what he's talking about, right?
Exactly. And then you start realizing, kind of, it's funny because in sober moments, there's that, like, oh my gosh, this is stupid. But oh well.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh well.
But I have it here.
I have it here. I might as well,
Right. Yeah.
And one thing, I'm allergic to bites and stuff. And while I moved to Oklahoma in 2016, and I got bit by a brown recluse 5 times. in the span of 2 days.
Wow.
At the hospital again. I'm hurting.
Sure. We got you.
I'm like, guys, I need something for this pain. And they're like, it's not really that you have pain. It's more that you have venom in your body. No, but I'm hurting. You see the bites.
Yeah.
And it's just cycle. And it was so strange because looking back over my life, even before we're doing this right now, I was thinking about how many times in my adult life, I've been in Texas 16 years. In the 16 years, it was like every 8 months, then every 12 months, then it was like every 6 months, every 3 months, every other month, every 6 months, every 8 months. I look back, I'm like, what in the world?
Been
Like I got in this
long time, man.
Yeah. Like, where did time go? Like,
sure.
You know, so the very last thing that happened would be the CBD.
Okay.
I call it the epidemic.
Okay, yeah, because I mean it's illegal.
Yeah.
Allegedly. You know, I mean, depending on
your state.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, there's CBD, there's THC oil. You could take any of this stuff and it's just in your system and out. And it's like, man, okay, well, THC oil doesn't sound too bad, but I don't need the psych part of it.
Yeah.
I need to be high. I just need the CBD part. Well, CBD part's not doing what I need, so let me have the THC and see what that's like.
Right.
And man, it just, I hate when people say you can't be addicted to marijuana or THC because you can.
Yeah.
And I know some people
I've
that
seen
are.
people, that are. I'm like, hey, bro, if you're smoking it every day, you know, I don't know what to call that, but
yeah, and it is no shame.
I mean, what else do you want to call it?
Exactly, and it's again no shame at all, but it's just like it is what it is.
Sure.
And I became an addict yet again to this new substance, THC, because that's something I never wanted to mess with because I was always in sports, didn't want to get flagged or anything.
Right.
And now I'm getting ounces in a bottle. And I'm drinking half the bottle and then doing my day. Then it's oh shoot, I just had half an ounce of THC. Now I'm drinking full bottles and doing my whole day.
Oh wow.
So now I'm spending $40-$50 for, you know,
ingesting the oil itself that was meant to be like vaporized
or put on a little droplet.
Yeah.
And you know, put on your tongue. But it's like, no, give me the whole.
Wow, man.
Yeah, $120. Like I said, 40, 50, then 80, then 120, and then you start wanting to.
I mean, were I was going to say, how could you function, or even were you functioning when you were drinking?
Staying up, and I've always been one for downers, but just this time, like having something in my body that could keep me awake and going. And you know, being a musician, you know, I want to maximize as much time as I can for my music, and so being able to be awake, being able to, you know, just have my brain firing on at 100% at the full time. That's like, and so you'll remember I also said, like, when I was younger, I found violence as a massive outlet. Like that just became a huge thing for me. And it was for myself, I call it my saving grace. How I would keep myself protected was, you know, doing
violent behavior.
Well,
let's get into that. But real quick, I'm going to throw to commercial.
Okay.
Are you an old fool who's so cool like us? Funky Gold is a network of skilled and hardworking DFW DJs over 40. We gather to create a mutually supportive environment for all members who are doing big things. Our DJs are leaders in the community who bring special skills and opportunities to share. We strive for professionalism in the music business, and we have hearts of gold. Not to mention we have the coolest swag and the funkiest headquarters. If you're interested in learning more about joining the crew, connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or Gmail at Funky Gold Network.
All right, and And that is our sponsor, Funky Gold Network. Love those guys. Then also we have some new music out, and here that is. And that is some of the new stuff. It's actually streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Be sure and follow Kelly Reverb. And then also, while you're on your desired platform, you can also follow the podcast, which is This Pink Cloud. And we appreciate your support. So anyway, so back to you. So where were we?
We're talking using violence as an outlet.
Yeah. Okay. So you had that had been a theme in your life.
Yeah, that was definitely that was the theme.
That was the theme.
That was the theme.
What did that look like?
That looked like if I could get my hands on you, I was going to.
You were just were you like a bully, or was it just anybody and everybody, or what?
So the thing for me is I started off by being bullied. And that's, I think, what drove me into, I'm receiving abuse at home. I'm receiving bullying at school. I'm being bullied at church.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was probably 8th grade or maybe it was 7th grade where it kind of just snapped in my brain like, wait a second, I'm bigger than these fools.
Right.
I've been this. I'm for the last 20 years since I was 14. I've been the same height, same shoe size.
Mm-hmm.
My weight's dipped.
How tall are you?
6 foot even.
Okay.
Size 13. So it's like, man, okay, hold on. My bullies are 5'2".
Yeah.
There's 10 of them, but they're and it's like, wow, wait a second. Maybe if I could just
I have the advantage.
Yeah,
right.
Gotcha. And so all of a sudden it's like, well, yeah, no, Keith's going to start fighting back. And it was fun to do so. And then the biggest bully at my church, he's much taller than me, but through skills that I learned in karate class, I ended up piecing him up pretty nicely and putting him down hard. And everyone, woo, and it was like, wow, I love how this feels. I've been pushed around and made fun of, and now all of a sudden I'm getting the notoriety in that regard, It was really cool. A big event happened, and I won't talk about exactly the details, but just a big event happened my freshman year of high school that translated into me not being at that school anymore, or me not needing to be at that school anymore because something probably bad was going to happen to me had I continued going there. And then I go to this boarding school, and there's only a couple people that think like I do. And I'm like, man, I could do some damage here if somebody was to get on my nerves. And that started kind of being a thing. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, the students aren't that big of a deal. Let's go teachers. And now I'm trying to fight staff.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, bro, what is wrong with this kid? And then into my adult life, same kind of thing down here in Texas. I will say I kind of chilled out, but it wasn't until I went to Oklahoma in 2017, I mean, that door got reopened. And I'm a bouncer. I'm working in the clubs. I'm with football players. I'm with gang members. I'm with all these people that are just passing through our, facility, as well as, well, now, Keith, because you're so hands-on, we want to stick you in VIP because that's where everything always happens. And now my addiction to getting my hands on folks is now like, I get to live this Wednesday through Saturday night every week.
And I get paid for it.
And I get paid. And I get paid a lot. So I'm like, man, this is great. So not only do I have these substance things, I got this other thing that I like, and then when you're working in the clubs and you're shaking hands with certain folks, you're able to now tap into a new thing, which is girls. And this never really was never really my thing, but all of a sudden it became like that was another outlet that I had. So now I'm just cycling through these 3 different little areas, and man, it took me into such a dark place that at the end of 2019, that's where I found myself like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. Because it's for what?
Yeah.
And
sure.
that's when my attempt, December 7th, came. And
so you're saying basically you had like a suicide attempt in 2019. So were you trying to reach out to anybody before that, or did it just pop in your head and you immediately acted?
Right. I was working the night before. Stomach was hurting. Couldn't figure out why. And I now know it's just anxiety.
Sure.
But stomach was in a gigantic knot. And I remember I drove down 820, headed towards South Fort Worth, headed back to Burleson area, and it started raining cats and dogs. And I remember it so vividly, like it was exit by exit as I was reading. It was downtown exit, and then the Granbury 377, and it was just exit by exit. Like, Keith, it's raining cats and dogs. You could just turn your car, and people will think that you were trying to get an exit. And it was raining, and you know what I mean? And then, so some people who have almost died will tell you, like I'm going to tell you right now, when you have that experience, when you have accepted death, there is no peace on earth that you can compare it to.
Right.
None.
And I've heard that because I've watched a lot of material on, YouTube is full of the whole NDE, because that's everybody wants a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to know, okay, well, what's going on after this? But it seems like a general consensus of, overwhelming peace, and then also love, but then also not the fire and brimstone that we've been taught, like the judgment kind of thing. I think, but I do think that there is a life review, and, my policy is just try to be a good guy on this side and try to help out as many people as you can.
Yeah.
And then I think that's pretty much, we'll translate well in the next one,
Yeah. No, seriously. And I had that peace, man. And if you've ever driven through downtown Fort Worth, coming back this way towards Burleson, you get to Alta Mesa.
Well, so when you say you had that peace, how did that happen though? I mean, did something just come over you, or
yeah. And I hate telling that part because people do look at me weird.
Well, no, like, I mean, this is a judgment-free zone. So whatever your truth was is your truth. So
I'm gonna just tell y'all. I'm driving, and I remember so vividly, like, you don't need to be here anymore. Nobody cares.
Right.
And I had this girl I was talking to. She took her own life. My friend took her own life. My instructor drove his bike into a wall on accident, we think, but also I don't think.
And these are all people that were in your life?
In my life, 3 weeks in a row, it was call. And now here's me, and I'm like, you know what?
I'm going to be the next on that list. Yeah.
Because think about it, and I'm thinking about it to myself, like, no, you're right. This voice that was talking was so, like, it sounded just like me, like, Keith, man, you're good. You've done all you need to do. You've racked up, as the kids call it, bodies. You've got all these notches in your belt. You've done all these different things. Bro, there's nothing else for you to do here. Like, you're done.
Right.
And I remember just being like, okay, so once I get to Everman, that little, it's a quick exit, but it's long enough to where you can almost miss it and still get over and make it.
Okay.
And it starts to make sense. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And once I got to Alta Mesa and I passed the Mexican Mall and I'm right there, I'm like, I have one more exit or two and I'm going to do this. And that's when the peace was like, all right, cool beans, no big deal. And I have a song called Miracles. And I talk about how when I hit the right, which I turned right, and I just closed my eyes because I was like, bro, I'm going to go flying. I'm doing 85 miles an hour, just banging through gears. And I'm like, it's raining, and people are going to say, oh, man, I can't believe that. What was he trying to do?
Yeah, he missed a turn.
Oh, man, he was driving too fast. And I hit that right. And I just remember waiting for my car to just something, like crash into somebody, start hearing the metal, something. And then I like opened my eyes and I had exited like normal apparently and got down to where the light was. And I literally had stopped right there close to the intersection. And I like opened my eyes and I was like, what in the world?
What? Right.
Like, and I just drove in a quick trip, called my mom, and I just remember the words out of my mouth said, Mom, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts. And she said, okay, well, have you taken this medicine? I said, no, it's because I try to kill myself. And then my mom said, no, you don't want. I said, Mom, I don't want to be here. I want to die. She said, no, Keith, your stomach hurts. We're going to get you some medicine. Maybe you need to go to the ER. I said, no, Mom. And I was bawling, just sobbing. I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. I don't want to be here. I just did this thing to try to. And she's like, shocked. I really don't know. I've never asked her since.
Well, yeah, that's kind of if she had never had any indication of that before, hearing it for the first time in the middle of the night, dude, it's
middle of the day. It was early morning.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah. I mean, just coffee. I don't need coffee. This is, and she's like, okay, hold on a second. So she called my sister. My sister started blowing up my phone with text messages. Called my dad. My dad called me and said, are you crazy?
Right. Well, so was there damage to your car? Or no? Nothing. Okay.
And like I said, my dad said, are you crazy? And I remember taking offense to that so badly. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you're not even going to check in on me? Not knowing that 2.5 years later, or 3.5 years later, that my dad would suffer from the same demons and not make it. Okay. And what I realized was that the reason why he said that was due to the fact that he himself had been battling that. And no one knew.
And what would you say when you say battling that? Like
battling the suicidal
ideology or what?
Yeah, battling the self-worth, battling the feeling like you're doing something in this life, that your life matters. You see that phrase places, hashtag your life matters. That's not just a phrase, man. Like, that's for real. Like, the person watching this, and I have to tell myself this a lot sometimes, is no, your life does matter. Like, there's one person out there that needs you, that needs your smile, that needs you to open the door for them and tell them have a good day, or run a podcast, or make a song, or you make music too. Just whatever that is, somebody needs you. And in those moments, like I had peace about it. I said, no one needs me. And I'm sure my dad in that moment in 2022 felt like, he did all he could. What else is there?
He had that same dialogue that you did. Yeah. Well, now, and then was your dad using substances or no? was it just a mental? Okay.
Mental. My dad, he called
Because
me.
sometimes people have, like, mental health issues, and then you throw substance on that,
Yeah.
and then that just kicks it into the next gear. You know what
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Exactly. I think that's and so definitely, him dying by suicide that year, that was
mhm,
going back to me, THC, Benadryl, the
mhm.
six Benadryl, all this different stuff. Bro, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm Googling how many can I take before I die type
Yeah.
of stuff. And I'm
Sure.
taking and I'm not showing up for work, or I'm, just a bunch of, oh man, it was so bad. And so the last time I had any substance in my body would have been 2023 or 2020. Yeah, 2023.
Okay.
And it was the day after Valentine's, and a situation had happened um, that made me really mad, and so I drank the full ounce, but I had an 8,000 milligram THC bottle,
Okay.
and I drank the full ounce. Normally, I was drinking. I would ingest probably like 2,000 milligrams to 4, but
Mm-hmm.
this new stuff that I got was 8,000 milligrams, and I was like, bro, let me check this out, like. And I just
Right.
remember how angry I was. And when, I'm telling you, man, like not 15, 20 minutes after I ingested that whole bottle, I remember I got in this mindset, like I was so angry that anything was possible.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was just so capable of just all these just terrible
Destruction.
evils.
Yeah.
And it just became like, wow, I feel really good about this. Like I am going to accomplish these things.
Hmm.
And man, I said, you know what? I need to be by myself. And so I basically locked myself in my apartment that night
Mm-hmm.
until the morning, didn't sleep, didn't eat. And I basically stayed in that mindset for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
And when I finally came out of it, it was like, oh my gosh, dude, I will never, ever, never, ever.
Right. Yeah. Let's not do that much THC at
No,
once.
let's not do any. Like
Yeah.
that's what I said. I was like, I'm not
Right.
thinking, and I'm like, how come nobody talks about this? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that's the first time that I've heard anybody not, with the THC oil just straight up drink it. That more so than smoke it or whatever, vaporize it or whatever.
you know,
And I'm just wondering, I mean, is it when you drink it, is it like just a quicker,
yes.
it's quicker in and out, right?
Well, I would
But
say
it's
it
still
it
intense.
definitely hits your system faster when you ingest
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So it's straight to the bloodstream because it's in liquid form.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And that's the beauty of CBD for those that do use it for like health reasons
Pain.
and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot faster. But man, I'm telling you, it hits your system, and I don't know if it was just the strand. I don't know if it was just the. I really just feel like when it hit me, I was already allowing for those thoughts to run freely in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and so it just made them more fully. Whereas I had a stick figure at first, and then all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden it's a 4D individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
type of analogy to kind of explain better.
Sure.
And it just filled in the blanks of some of the thoughts and ideas I had. And it was like, dude, I really like what I'm thinking right now because I could get that done, or I could have this. And then you just find yourself like in these thoughts, and I'm like, I cannot leave my
Mhm.
apartment.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, well, if you're going to be stuck in here, then what if somebody just comes and finds you? Like the thoughts. And it's like, man.
Yeah. Well, you have just like delusional
Yeah.
paranoid thoughts. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, that was the whole thing. That's why I never liked weed when I tried it in the beginning, man. I was like, man, this isn't for me, man, because like it's like the whole thing is like the paranoia.
Yeah.
Like I was like, once that happened, and I mean that was when I was in high school, and I was like, man, I'm out.
Yeah.
If this is what weed's about, man, I'm like, I'm out. But of course, I became a raging alcoholic instead.
Oh man. Man.
But so then, like, I mean, I guess, what would you say to, like, like if somebody out there is struggling or having a similar situation to yours, or if they have a family member or whatever, what would you, what advice could you give them, to pass forward?
So you're saying like a solution?
Well, yeah. I mean, what, worked for you? I mean, obviously, you took a tremendous amount of THC and then you decided to quit. But, like, I mean, if there was a safer alternate or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe just, an awareness of what to look for.
So looking for, you're going to not see things. For a person like me, I learned, I wanted to be like Will Smith growing up.
Okay.
Independence Day solidified that for me because I was like, I've got to get me one of these, like that.
Right.
The whole thing, like I just love that. So acting was something that I love doing, and a few times I almost got caught doing pills because my dad's teammates would be like, Hey, little bro, you all right? And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm just tired.
Right.
Like, hey, man, little Keith, I think he's high. I'm not high, man. I overslept.
Right.
I'm just tired. I'm just.
You said your dad's teammates.
Yeah, he had a basketball team that he did.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And it's like, hey, Mr. So and so, like you need to tell your boy, like his son's doing drugs. Like, no, I'm not. Oh, come on, man. What are you talking about? Yeah. What? And so, like being a good actor is part of the whole addict thing. Now, there are sometimes you cannot get away, and if you see it, say something. It's not that you need to be judgmental, like, oh, you're just the worst human being ever.
Right, yeah.
But definitely let them know how much you care about them. Let them know that it's like, hey, like I noticed that, are you going through something?
Yeah.
Drinking.
So did anybody ever do that for you and it kind of snapped you out of it maybe, or? Yeah,
unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I was friends with a guy for about 17 years up till my dad died. And unfortunately, he decided to make his exodus. And I needed him.
Yeah.
I needed him. And unfortunately did not have him. And so what I found myself doing was just going to what I had. It was readily available if I had the money.
You knew already, yeah.
Yeah, and so.
Yeah, sure.
But I will say that for myself personally, what got me out was my faith. And for me, it was like, okay, God, AA talks about a higher power. All these celebrities talk about, the reaching this higher plane, all this. Like, if you're really real, then I'm going to need. And I remember the last time I wrote out all my letters in July of 2023. And to my mom, sister,
right,
all the stuff. And I Googled how many Benadryl can I take that will kill me. And I remember it said 6. And I was like, dang it, like, can I really take 6? And I'm doing the math in my head, right? Trying to make it okay. I'm 6 foot, 247 pounds at that time. Maybe my system will like let it go through and I'll be okay.
Right.
And so I grabbed 2 and then I grabbed 2 more. And I was like, well, I could just take these 4 and then add a 5th one and then add a 6th one just as I go. And it'll do its job while I sleep. And I took the 4 and went to lay down. I put the other 2 on the counter next to my bed. I was like, man, you know what I'm going to do? I hope my girlfriend at the time will come. She'll come to the apartment. She'll try to find me. She'll look in the room. She'll see I'm gone. She'll find the letters. Done. Again,
Right.
making that peace, man. It's so weird. It's like for the second time in my life, I found myself making that peace. But I woke up maybe 6 hours later, never took the other two, and I just said, you know what, I got to be here.
Right.
I'm not going out the same way my dad did. I'm not going out the same way these other people in my life did. Like, God, you need to show me my purpose, man, because I don't feel like I'm tired of living for myself. I'm tired of being out here doing all these other things, and it's not fulfilling. Like, I need purpose. And all of a sudden, the idea of good grief and talking about how to deal with grief, how to deal with pain, how to deal with struggle, how to deal with addiction.
Right.
And
well, you do that in your music,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
And that's where I shifted.
Yeah. So, and then also I was going to say, you know, do you also do, you know, like any kind of counseling or counseling through the church or anything like that currently?
You mean counseling for myself or giving counseling?
Well, no, I was going to say like grief counseling or, you know, anything like that for yourself.
Yes.
You know,
so my sister has suggested that, but I just couldn't because I wasn't able to talk.
It might be a good idea, but I'm not here to tell you what to do, but you know.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good idea. Absolutely. But for me, I wasn't able to talk about my dad's death because to the world, he died from a heart attack. That's what I put.
Sure. Gotcha.
Heart attack. He was older. He's sick. He's whatever. But the truth of how he died and then what he did in order for that to happen,
it was intentional.
Yeah. That's what really messed me up. And so I couldn't, I wouldn't want to talk to anybody about it.
Okay. Well, you just did.
Oh, yeah. No, but that's the thing. So my music has allowed me to be able to put into words as well as, hey, Keith, man, well, my dad, or my mom, my brother, my cousin, my goldfish, and I'm able to help. Right. And that's what's helped me is just talking to other people about.
Well, and it sounds like you also were in a 12-step program when you were saying, or were you like?
Oh, yes. Yeah. The Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely went to Celebrate Recovery over.
Okay, and is that 12-step based or no?
I think they have a step program.
It's like AA.
Yeah. It's built pretty much the same. It's just faith based.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, they helped me. They're the ones that I would accredit to helping me through the whole like violent stuff, because I was
when you're in that program, is it set up to where like you have a sponsor or is it not like that?
No, but you have accountability buddies.
Okay.
And it's awesome, man. It's Celebrate Recovery is so cool. So if you're, I mean, they got people with sex addiction, drugs, all of that stuff, and everybody's in there. And you know, you're working with people who are just so loving. And man, the love is such a powerful tool, and people don't even realize it. If you just love folks, like some people feel like that because they just don't feel love. A lot of people feel like that because they don't feel love.
Right.
And I will say during those times that I mean, maybe I did have people that loved me, but it wasn't what I felt that I needed, you know, and just having that smile, just you saying hello. There's so many people that talk about how like I was going to jump that day, but this cop came up to me and said, hello, I like your shoes. And it just,
got you out of that headspace. Right. Gotcha. Well, that's why I'm just like, hey, man, just be as nice as you can to everybody as you go. And then you never know, you never know how that's going to the ripple effect.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, so if people want to check out your music, where can they go?
They can go to any streaming sites. Just type in my full name, Keith Jenkins Jr.
Keith Jenkins Jr. And what kind of, I don't even know what kind of music you do.
I do, what is the best way to describe? I'm a Christian rap artist, but I would more say that I am, if you were to take NF Kanye, Kid Cudi,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one other artist. But if you took them three and made them into one guy, that'd be my music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting blend, and I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's Keith Jenkins Jr. on streaming platforms.
All of them. Yep. My name all together, no spaces.
Okay. And then I'm sure you have an Instagram or Facebook if people want to reach out and they have questions.
Yes, absolutely. Right? I answer all the questions. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad you didn't kill yourself, man.
Yeah,
to be honest,
yeah.
I'm glad, glad you're still here. And, it sounds like you're finding your purpose.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's an important thing. I mean, I think, is, having a purpose, man. I mean, that means a lot to or even just having goals and stuff like that you want to reach.
Yes.
As long as they're healthy goals, and I think having a purpose is a huge part of, having a fulfilling life.
That's right. Yeah. Having a goal is definitely a big part of surviving this life. You got 3 months from now and you got this event coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You live to that event, then you just work towards the next thing. And I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you coming on. Be sure and check out Keith's stuff on the streaming platforms. And then, be sure and subscribe to the podcast while you're there, of course. But I appreciate you coming on. And then we'll be back next week. And remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.
Yep.
Activate.